Roger Oliver's place and pilfered a whole bunch of books. Since then, there's been a few days of downtime where everyone has taken a moment to sort of recover and distance themselves from the events that have just occurred. It's been a few days, so let's go ahead and roll up blood just to see how everyone is doing. Roll that d10 and feeding ground.
So we're resetting our blood.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Well, so much for having 10 VtR.
Hungry.
Oh. Whoa.
Well, you roll more than one dice.
I believe that says a 2 there for Adam.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Well, we know what we're doing this session.
Dang.
Oh boy, and as resting and relaxing as you may have wished it to be, it has been a rough couple of days. Everyone is quite literally starving. It's hard to even focus back on the research you had been doing. So who wants to actually take care of that first, as they awaken?
Yeah, got to.
Alright then.
Time to
So
go
let's go
rat
ahead.
hunting.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go through the hunts one by one. Let's start with Victor. Victor awakens in the sewers, and before he even gets a chance to hunt, before he even comes out of his hole in the ground, he senses someone is around the area that he would pop out of. How do you feel about that, Victor?
What do you mean, someone?
You feel the presence of someone above you. I assume that you're in the ground due to protein, right? And that's how you sleep?
No, I don't have protein.
Oh, I thought you did.
That's me.
You sleep in a little hole in the ground then, don't you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you arise from torpor, you do have the sensation of someone being within your perimeter, as your vampiric senses try to alert you to threats. As you come to your real senses, you hear the sounds of someone rummaging in the refuse just outside the opening in the wall. Of the spare amount of things you may have found that could have been useful, they didn't quite fit in your hole.
What do you want?
Ah! Oh, jeez, man. Oof, you scared me. He clutches his chest for a moment and looks up at you. You got any lighter fluid, man? It's getting cold down here.
Is this someone I've fed on before?
You don't recognize this face. He seems new. He has only a light bit of stubble rather than, say, the full beard of someone who hasn't quite, managed to grab supplies down in the, down the sewers.
Are you new around here?
Well, a little bit. New enough to need a fire.
And none of the others have a fire going already?
Well, I got kicked out. They didn't want me. Said I was too drunk. You slowly come to realize that in his offhand, he has what looks like a 40-ounce bottle.
The others kicked you out. Lovely.
Yep.
I'm going to launch at him.
Okay, go ahead and just give me an attack roll. Give me your strength plus brawl. Go ahead and subtract 6.
-6. 1 success.
You feel a bit of a strange oddity, as it's hard to exactly bear down on him. And as you move in his direction, you feel yourself listing left and right, as if you were drunk yourself. But you manage to grab onto him successfully. You can go ahead and take a bite.
Yep.
How much do you drink?
As much as I can. I am starving.
You gonna kill him? Pick a number. How healthy do you think he is?
Well, he's not too healthy if he's down here among my kind, so...
So, 4, 5, 6.
He's been
8.
evicted. The group has voted him out. So... Yeah. 5.
Alright.
I'll risk.
You chug away, and he lets out a piercing scream that echoes through the corridor as you drink. And you get your fill, and when you let him go, he fumbles to the ground and starts crawling away.
Oh, I never said I let him go.
Oh, what do you
In a bite, he's in a grapple.
Right, but you finished drinking. You're not going to lug him around the rest of the day like a handbag, are you?
Oh no, but we've already covered this. All I've got to do is lick the wound and he'll forget.
Oh, he won't remember regardless because of the bite. And I'm also assuming you will do the lick. But my point is that once you're done, are you intending to do anything more to him?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna take away that beer. Or 40 or whatever the hell he's got.
Well, hey, I need that.
No, I think you're done drinking. If I catch you with another drink down here, you're not gonna be down here anymore, is what I'm saying.
It's about the most that he can get out in his drained and diminished state.
You've been warned.
As you turn around, though, you begin to feel yourself listing left and right, the world spinning a little bit as if you yourself were drunk. Perhaps some sort of side effect.
Well, looks like I don't need it either.
But you can continue on into the night as you wish. Next feeding scene. Let's go with Ellen.
He's going to go out to a party club and start topping up.
Party, party, party! How are you gonna attract people? Let's do, another presence and socialize, be the life of everything.
Probably something a little bit more intimate. Probably less to attract a crowd, more like one-on-one. He's probably basically just going to try and seduce someone.
Going to entrance someone. Let's see. So then, do you want to go with presence expression to just show off a little bit to someone?
Sure.
Alright.
Is help if fucking character sheet would stay open. There we go. One success.
One success. You find a few people that you try to romance to your side of the bar, a few people that you bump and dance with, and eventually one of them bites, and you get to bite back.
I'll take the standard 3.
Alright. Something I did learn rather recently, though, that everyone might want to be aware. If you drain a human of up to their stamina or more of blood, they will be drained and will have a harder time healing and doing physical activities. So 3 generally will leave most people a little bit dazed. Probably in need of a lot of orange juice.
That's fine.
Okay.
And since he started off with like nothing, he's going to go to another party, preferably without someone else. He's just going to kind of leave her there, just kind of talk to her a little bit, make sure that she's okay, and then eventually leave to go to another one to repeat the process.
Alright, so you're going to spend another hour working at it.
Yeah.
You can normally factor these into a single roll, by the way, to spend more time and or try to go for multiple people.
Mm-hmm. I barely
but I
got
think
one.
the penalties for those two in particular do balance out at the very least.
Yeah. He'll spend another hour. He just needs one more.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and do your second hour and see how well you do on that one.
Ta-da!
Hey! And you managed to, you shift over clubs a little bit, just so that no one is quite aware of what you're doing here. And, of course, to get another pool of possible dates for the night. You spend a little time talking, socializing, sweet talking, and of course, you get another bite.
Ta-da!
Another wonderful little catch for the night.
And that's all Elon will be doing for now, at least for as far as feeding goes.
Okay. How's Adam going to fill up for the night?
He's probably going to be out on the streets and trying to pretend he's a tourist and trying to get help. So,
Ooh, alright. That's gonna be subterfuge for sure, and I guess just manipulation.
yeah.
That sounds pretty fair. You're gonna trick people into getting directions, let them
Yeah.
guide you towards somewhere nice and dark, and then go for it.
I'm trying to get more than one vessel and maybe spend a little more time on it.
Okie doke. Let's take a look at page 97, I think it is. There we go. Let's see. Hunting multiple vessels, -2. And hunting for that extra hour, +2. So it does balance out.
Oh,
You can spend
okay.
2 hours and try to get 2 different people. Ah, and so you do. 2 different people fall for the same trap in a row. Each of them seems very genuinely concerned, and of course your accent helps with your little charade. None of them are any the wiser when they take you on a sharp turn in between buildings when you jump them.
Yep.
How much do you take from each of them?
3 from each.
3 from each, as normal. And they're left a little scared, confused, and wondering where that poor soul went. So you disappear back into the night. And how does Sarah refill?
So she's probably going to use a combination of animalism and the fact that she's probably in an area that's infested with them to hunt for any rats or strays that might come across.
That's right. You're probably not living too well right now, given your lack of resources.
Yep.
So they're definitely a little bit everywhere. Let's see. For hunting, let's go with strength athletics or strength brawl, whichever applies. And if you
Okay.
want to do animalism to help you catch them, it'll be an additional. It'll be 1 vitae to use it while you're feeding. To assist in feeding.
Okay.
Let's see. 97 again. What other bonuses may or may not apply?
If
You
I'm
are in an urban
hunting,
setting, so we'll go ahead and put +1.
okay.
And... are you spending any extra time on it?
I think I'm definitely going to spend perhaps the majority of the night doing this, especially if I'm this low.
How many hours for this roll?
Um,
Every additional hour will give you an additional 2 dice. And every success you get is a point of animal blood you find.
I'm going to do 2 hours.
Alright, so that's an additional +2.
Okay.
Alright, so let's go ahead and see how will you do hunting through the streets. Everyone else is living large or dominating their subjects, and
And here
you're
I
the
am.
ex-reporter out here, scrounging for what you can,
Mm-hmm.
catching a rat or two, and spotting a few cats and dogs along the way.
Sorry, puppy.
Not the pupper.
It's okay, it only has 3 legs, and it's missing an eye, and
Oh,
it has a
no!
tire mark on it.
That makes it even more sad.
Put it out of its misery.
And
No,
it keeps
adopt it,
saying the
make it better.
prequels are better.
Oh, shit. That one I want to leave alive. Oh.
And it says the last 2 Matrix movies were the best.
Okay, no. Sorry, puppy.
But you put a few of them out of their misery, and catch a few healthier rat specimens. And at least you managed to fill up for now.
That's good, yeah.
At least the threat of imminent starvation is no longer on everyone's mind, and everyone feels increasingly at ease.
Mm-hmm.
There is quite a lot of business left unfinished from last time, or at least to look into. What's everyone looking into getting into tonight? I believe there was Roger's Black Book from earlier, his future plans, different Invictus secrets, possible elders buried underneath the surface.
Sorry. I had to run grab some food real quick.
That's alright.
Elon's been reading over the Black Book the last few days, as well as, well, probably still looking into it today.
Alright.
Sarah's actually probably gonna... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, we'll just do one at a time. The Black Book, little Black Book that Roger used to know, is full of some of Roger's secrets and secrets of others he knew or suspected. You've been slowly going through the book, trying to confirm which ones may or may not be interesting or profitable or even true. And one of the ones, after speaking a little bit with Simon, who seemed very curious about it, but is mostly leaving the book to you. One about a Marcus Hubbard seems to ring fairly true. Marcus Hubbard, as Roger Oliver writes, owns many properties, but one is outside the city, isolated, and he drives there frequently. He might be hiding something important. It's a very short passage, but he seemed to find it important enough. And from talking with Simon, you gather that it's very true. About every week, Marcus Hubbard will simply leave the city entirely. To what end, no one's really quite certain. Go ahead and roll me a into politics roll too, just to see what you happen to know about this person.
Can you also put his name in chat so I can make sure I got that right?
Sure.
Also, is this Invictus?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so I'll do my +1 specialty. Did I actually spell that name right? My god, I did!
Oh,
Yes!
nice.
And it's 4 successes.
Indeed. So you understand that Marcus Hubbard is a moderately well-trusted Invictus of all things, considered at times a go-between for the different covenants. People will take their complaints to him first rather than to, say, someone more formal for taking complaints for the Invictus. But more often, the Invictus give him thoughts and opinions, and he ends up spreading them to others, either intentionally or just simply through conversation. If the Invictus start to dislike someone, he'll begin to inform others of why they should dislike them too.
Okay.
He's a bit of a focal mouthpiece.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. Let's see. And Nina, you were next. What was Sarah looking into in particular?
So she's actually gonna go visit Sterling again,
Mhm.
and she's going to inquire about since he's been here for a while, if he knows anything about any structures or any secrets lying underneath Gotham.
He invites you in and listens to your question, gives a little bit of a chuckle. Is there? Oh, is there? We should go down there sometime. Maybe just for a little stroll at the very least.
Any
There's...
old friends hanging out down there? Elders, maybe?
Probably not friends, but, just seeing old Gotham itself would probably be just a treat, you know? But I have heard of many, many rumors. A lot of the elders of the city like to go deeper than even old Gotham and like to rest. How there could be anything that deep is beyond me, and how anyone gets past the sewers is also a bit beyond me. I don't know how anyone stands the smell.
So access is somewhat hidden or restricted.
Right. You have to get through the sewers and flood tunnels, get down below the water table, get to old Gotham, browse through all the destroyed buildings and collapsed tunnels, and maybe eventually you'll find someone's secret hideaway. What you'll do from there, well, not sure there's many good things to do from there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly looking to pick a fight with an elder anytime soon.
I'd hope not.
Well, would there be any other reason to disturb their rest? Like, say, what would be someone's interest in finding a hiding place?
In finding one of the elders, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I suppose someone could always be interested in doing it and taking some of their power for their own, either figuratively or literally. Figuratively, I'm sure they could perhaps steal something they keep close to their heart. Maybe some sort of strange magical artifact they found in the night. Maybe deeds to important properties, you know, this and that.
The same
Or,
with all their effects on them?
Well, you want to keep close what you don't want anyone to take. And when you're asleep, you don't have very much way to guard your power, do you?
True.
And there's so many buildings that just people take for granted that someone has to own, too. But then, of course, someone could try to get power more literally. They could try to steal their blood.
Would the Elder have any way of fighting back?
If they're in deep torpor, perhaps not. Not unless someone were to intentionally feed vitae to them.
Just how old are we talking about?
Quite the prize. How many what?
Just how old are we talking when we talk about Elder? Older than you?
Oof. Could be literally any age, honestly. As soon as someone reaches their second 100 year, I believe. Most who don't have big power structures or many supporters tend to go to sleep at that point. It's around then that we kindred have to feed off of each other, you see. So anywhere from 200 years on, the bigger and more powerful don't have to sleep, so they could get older and older before they have to give anything up. And of course, if you wake them up too early, before their blood has thinned out a little bit over time, they might be quite the dangerous opponent. You're not thinking about that at all, are you?
Who, me? No. No.
Be honest. Are you?
Well, I gotta say, if there's a redistributing the wealth, while it does sound tempting, not exactly an undertaking I can do by myself in my state. I might have some friends who would be interested in that, though.
I see. Already trying to make a little power play. Well, maybe you and your friends could do something. And I'll suppose I'll keep my mouth quiet about that. But if you hear any rumors, maybe I have a book around here that could confirm something.
Rumors of elders?
Indeed. I got a few records here, and, well, quite a stash of newspapers in the basement, honestly. Had a bit of a hoarding problem 100 years ago.
I wouldn't mind taking a look through those, see if I can suss out who exactly is hiding under Gotham.
Oh, perhaps I could task you to put them to microfilm sometime. Be nice to get all that space back.
Oh man, I can do better than that. There's technology has evolved beyond microfilm.
He kind of rolls his eyes a little bit playfully. It's like, oh, it has! Tell me of this brave new future. I always say microphone because I already have the machine down there, too.
Yeah, we definitely need to update your database.
Now just imagine all those down below having quite the same issue threefold. Oh, I remember the time when the printing press didn't exist. Rah, rah, rah.
Man, that is really old. I don't know how you guys can stomach that.
Oof, I don't know how they do either. Maybe go ask one.
I can imagine that would be they think it's some kind of like far off magic if I were to just kind of wield my phone in front of their face.
Ooh. Now I'd want that on a video. I'd watch that every single night. Poor ancient Invictus, startled by a cell phone.
I'll see what it can do.
Oh, please. But you do have, Sarah does have some of the information Roger had on the elders from when she was investigating.
Yes.
Did you want to go over that a little bit too?
Yes. What specifically... Was there anything more specific, about the elders?
He does have quite a few notes, mostly things that need to be filtered out from myth and rumors.
Okay.
But Roger's personal notes from the computerized section read about as follows. I've done my research on my elders to know who might take their place when Archibald has to step down for their nap. Many are the never powerful, resting off to feed on humans once more when kindred's prove impossible. There are some, though, that would appear dangerous should they come back. If I could... Another segment reads, if I could just catch one of the bigger fish off guard while they sleep, maybe I can get a bit of an edge. What kind of security could they have that's prepared for a technology 100 years past their time? Another snippet goes, some elders have disappeared to sleep, but have slept far longer than anyone has anticipated. Could it be that they've left to different grounds, or hiding deeper than anyone thinks? It feels unlikely they've simply bit the dust. Of all the ones that he's mentioned, all the different names, the only one that seems to be in any recent memory is one called Quincy Valentine, a former peak of the Invictus. Or, no, I'm sorry. Quincy Valentine's former master, Maxine Weber. Quincy Valentine is the one who is awake now, who has taken his place.
And Maxine Weber's the one who's asleep.
Correct. He appears to have narrowed down some locations that Maxine could have been.
What was the name of the master again?
Quincy Valentine.
The one above him.
Maxine Weber.
I'm assuming Elon has this information too, since he has the same notes, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And Quincy Valentine is definitely one of those higher ups in the Invictus?
Yes. And in fact, if you go back to Roger's notes on the secrets of the Invictus, there are 3 at the top of the Invictus Pyramid who are the highest regents and are bound to no one who is known or awake. They are Simon, Quincy Valentine, and Bartleby Daggett.
Bartleby. Huh.
Can you spell Bartleby?
I shall.
Thank you.
Can anyone spell Bartleby?
Bartle. That's it. That's all I've got.
Also, I will totally make handouts for all of this. I sort of was intending to, but then I ran out of time.
God damn it!
No problem.
I will, in fact, put all this information up into handouts after the session's over.
I'm just gonna leave this
For now,
here.
hopefully we'll just deal with our living memory.
Oh, awesome.
Alright.
Oh, living notes are nice, too.
Apparently someone can see my notes.
Yep.
Simon, Quincy, and Bartleby do in fact have a little blurb by Roger, after all the research that he's done, about what he would do to each of them. And of course, if Ellen is curious, he could perhaps
yes.
roll some politics to see what he happens to know about his betters. Which one do you want to know about?
I want to know about Simon. How about Quincy?
Quincy. Quincy, of course, has stepped up while his master's gone to sleep. And you know very well that he is a former French aristocrat who had left during the French Revolution. As the story goes, between choosing to lose his head or become a vampire and leave, he chose the one that led him to where he is today. He's since been trying to sculpt out his own personal Versailles in Gotham, with varying degrees of success. The country club or gentleman's club, that the Invictus used today is actually of his own model and design. It has several little aesthetic flares to try to bring back 300 years ago France. And he takes quite a bit of pride into it. Sarah, reading about Quincy, Roger has stated on his own, "The noble-minded fool runs on a schedule night to night, decade to decade. I hear he has a clock for each meeting he plans to attend ticking in his haven. His bonds with his vassals need to be renewed, and the time is approaching soon. He will undoubtedly make each renewal, but should his vassals not, they might have a chance to reconsider who they pledge allegiance to." He has a short timetable for when he suspects they will happen, and they are all spaced out at least a month apart and a month ahead. It appears you missed the last one by about a week.
Dang.
Politics are for nerds. Who else do you want to know? Do you want to also learn about Bartleby Daggett, Elland?
I do!
No. You know that Daggett is a young but wealthy and politically powerful individual within the city, especially among non-kindred.
So, young, let me do my politics roll too. For what specifics?
Young, of course, being about 150 years old at this point. Plus maybe another 30 or 40 for when he was taken. He's considered, of all things, the de facto power of the Invictus, and anyone looking to claim any ground in the city as theirs must try to stay on the good side of Daggett. You recall from your own dealings that he has a powerful hold over the real estate of the city once you start connecting him to his holding companies. And that many times your family's own attempts to expand had to be stalled until you had appeased him. Either his companies or him personally. Though you wouldn't really know about the latter.
Gotcha.
But it's easy now to see his face looming over every transaction. As Sarah reads through Daggett's notes, she found that he had written out, "Bartleby is planning an acquisition of Riot Microchips, a small specialty manufacturer, in order to avoid spending time and research for his own chip production company. He bragged about having big plans ahead. He means to make a bigger move off of this one. If the board of Riot Microchips was roughed up a bit, they could be made to change their minds." And of course, the last one, Simon. Oh, Ellen knows all about Simon.
What does what did the note say about Simon?
Roger merely says, "Simon's power seems almost indisputable tonight. There are none on the horizon that will challenge him. Yet he intends to sleep soon. He has kept his base of power secret from Kindred for hundreds of years, but perhaps that might leak through his latest child. I should try to get into contact with him.
Doesn't happen to mention the child, does it?
No, it doesn't mention the name specifically.
Dang!
Ellen.
Dun,
Ellen
dun,
looks
dun!
out there. Yeah. Oh
Good
man.
name, by the way.
Go ahead and roll resolve composure to not give anything away yourself, Ellen. Unless, of course, you've already told Sarah about
Oh
this.
no, no, I have not. Resolve composure. Face is a stone wall. The stone wall.
Dang it!
You keep a nice tight poker face when that information goes over. No one will know quite yet. Or at least not in your circle.
Sarah also has politics. Can she attempt to do a roll on each of these 3 people, or will she get like more or less the same information as what she's getting from the book?
You'd be getting about the same information that Ellen did and from the book. Perhaps if you got some sort of critical success here, you might find more, but short of that, I don't think so.
Okay.
If she rolls politics, I'm in. Elon didn't.
One moment.
Out of curiosity.
I mean, I only got 4 dice, so probably not going to get a resounding success.
You never know.
Crit fail. I don't know whose time it is.
Sure, let's find out.
Alright. I am back.
So I rolled a 2 for looking into Simon.
And what did you want to know exactly?
Any idea who his child might be?
You've heard, through the grapevine at least, that he's taken on a new child very recently in times. I believe maybe a month back, was it?
Believe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't quite made a name for himself or made very much of a splash out on the scene, but people are trying to keep an eye out on him and hopefully recognize him out on the street. He apparently
Okay.
comes from a wealthy, prestigious family. And was in fact a business owner at one point.
Considering that's what all Invictus do, that doesn't really narrow down the pool, but good to know.
Let's see. I believe Victor had a few hours to rummage over information or discover things on his own. What was